now of closing, so we want to allow us enough time to execute the agreement.
Thank you.
Is this similar to the veterans' homes, the way they're set up for living in? If they sell their homes early and things like that?
Through the chair, no, they're quite separate because the veteran homes are deeded to individuals, and that's based on low to moderate income of the individual. This is basically based on the organization, so it's different. This is not a business, it's a 501c3, so it is quite different than those agreements.
So the veterans could sell their homes at will?
Through the chair, yes, it's a graduated scale, so that they sign an NSP mortgage at close. If they sell year one, they usually have to pay back 100% of what that mortgage is, and each year that amount decreases.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I remember back when during the Lamoran administration, Mayor Lamoran approached me and was thinking about putting in the Taylor Foundation for Educational Excellence and Alumni Association into that building. He had asked us that too, because we are a 501(c)(3).
Okay. Mr. Bone, real quick though, and I guess, I looked in there, they said that they put roughly $160,000 of their money into this facility. I was in the house. I know that I would say 85% of that house was all donated, all the work in there and stuff. I basically saw it just before. Do you have an itemized, or did they supply an itemized list of the $160,000 that they put into that home?
Through the chair, we didn't really fact check it because what the city of Taylor's only worried about is our investment. What they invested is on their own doing.
Okay.
But there also, there could be an overlap of private investment.
Okay.
There's been a lot of hands in the rehabilitation of this facility, no doubt.
Did you reach out to anybody from this organization to come tonight or invite them to the meeting?
Through the chair, I did speak with her CFO, Mrs. Ellen Banks. She's out of state, and the local Miss Terry Girl, she's not feeling well. She's been sick. But she is located in Taylor, and she's really the hands-on manager of this organization, does all the local programs. She did send me her mission statement, if you wanted me to read it, of what they do. Basically, what they wanted me to state to this body is, Enchanted Makeovers is a national 501c3 organization whose mission is to bring inspiring and empowering programs to women and children living in shelters. We also serve otherwise disadvantaged women and children being served by other nonprofits. We carry out the mission through its core programs, which is shelter makeovers, where they go on site, sacred sewing room, doll adoption, traveling pillowcase, patch program, and capes for kids. For the first two, we physically transform the shelter space where women and children can live up to a year. The first involves bedroom makeovers, and the second involves a permanent sewing room where volunteer instructors teach the life skill of sewing. Both of these also serve as powerful coping skill building exercises. Throughout the year, the number of women that go through the rooms depends on the occupancy at any given shelter. On an ongoing basis, our crafters across the country make handmade dolls, pillowcases, and capes that are delivered to various shelters. And with that being said, also, as part of this agreement, we do have to, each year, provide accomplishment data to HUD. They have to prove who they serve, and that it meets that program initiative.
Okay, is there any other discussion? Okay, if not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. No. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Patz.
Yes.
Mr. Remick.
Yes.
Mrs. Winton.
Yes.
Ms. Croft.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Bazura.
Yes.
Mr. Woolley.
No. Motion carries. Okay, item 17 is a motion to approve 2021 or 2020 and through 2021 Community Development Block Grant as presented in the action plan and discussed during the May 19, 2020 and the June 2nd, 2020 public hearings.
Motion to approve. Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilwoman Cross, supported by Councilman Bazura. Is there any discussion? Okay, if not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Item 18 is a motion to approve payment in the amount of $8,350 to National Faith Homebuyers for the down payment assistance program for homebuyer number 2020-010, funded through the home grant.
Motion?
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilwoman Pat, supported by Councilman Remick. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Item 19 is a motion to approve the 2019 through 2020 CDBG Action Plan substantial amendment for the additional $283,075 allocation from the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development for COVID-19 related activities per the attached document.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilwoman Cross, supported by Councilwoman Witten. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chair, can we have Mr. Baum explain
Sure.
to our residents, please?
Through the chair, so this program is part of the CARES Act that the U.S. Congress passed, I believe in April, which gives allocation to CDBG communities. We are an entitlement community, so we get our funding directly from HUD. It's been what communities have mostly focused on is, and what we're focused on is providing grants to small businesses. We're using most of our grant for that, which we have a committee set up in place, applications where local businesses, small businesses and micro businesses with 25 or fewer employees that were substantially affected in a negative manner from the governor's orders, closing, shutting down non-essential businesses, which basically put them in a tough spot. Their ability to keep their payroll, pay their rents, mortgages, supplies, as such. We are forming a committee, if approved tonight, that would allow them to apply for grants up to $7,500 for each business. Not each business would get $7,500. It would be up to the committee. We are still working on the scoring system that we will share with this body. But it gives we're calling it a relaunch. A lot of, the smaller businesses that don't have a lot of capital on hand to come out of this pandemic, we're trying to give them a boost and partner with them as being good, public partners to help them relaunch their businesses and to keep our economic development in our city healthy. As well as a portion of that grant, as well as meeting with the mayor's office, we also, a portion of this, I believe it's a little under $30,000, will go to also helping small and micro businesses with PPE equipment, masks, sanitizers, things so that they can safely reopen their business, electrostatic cleaning, also for those businesses that need it as well. We're going to try and do it where we procure these things with our city contracts because we get much better rates, and then that we would provide those services to those qualified applicants as well.
Okay. Councilman Johnson?
Who would they notify to get this, to get involved in a small business? Notify you?
Through the chair, so if approved tonight, we would send in our request for the funding to HUD, and then they would send back a funding agreement. While that lag time, we will be working on the applications, putting in place the committee, and then we will, I'm working with Carl Zymek, who will also help put out a release. We'll post it on our city website, and I expect a strong response. If not, we'll actually do some outreach if need be.
A timetable on the committee, the application?
Through the chair, which most communities are doing now, it's usually about a month where they'll open up applications, take in all the applications, then you'll score them at once, and then based on how many applications in your pool of money, you'll distribute it accordingly.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay,
More of a comment. I think it's great to help these small businesses. Their PPE expense cleaning. I worked on signage for our organization, and it's expensive. So I think it's a great way to use these funds.
Yeah, and through the chair, I mean, we wish we could do more. I mean, we don't get as much allocation as some other cities, but we're doing the best we can to help out our mom and pop shops, the small businesses in our community that need that help.
Mr. Chair, the PPEs are something that they're gonna be requesting with the applications, or is that something like, what if they need it like now? They have to wait until the application is actually filled out, right?
Through the chair, we have to have an executed agreement, so with your approval tonight, we would have the mayor sign our, which called SF 424 certifications tomorrow. We'd overnight them to HUD, and right now with this, they're expediting those, agreements. I know, Westland City Council approved theirs, I believe, last month, and they're already in the process of, they've already launched the program and already taken applications, so we expect the program to go live probably right after the 4th of July holiday, is my hope, and then, you know, we would extend applications into early August. We would make funding determinations, and they would all be brought to this body for your approval.